Welcome, my little couch potatoes, to the comfiest courtroom on the internet. I'm your host, Llama, and it's time for dramatic testimony, overruled objections, and absolutely unqualified opinions. So grab your snuggiest blanket, some delicious snacks, and get ready to watch court with your internet besties. This is Couch Court with Llama.
Me bring the jury.
Good morning, friends. Happy Monday. Oh my gosh, it's so early. It's so early. I don't think any of you have seen me up this early in a very long time, if at all. It's a very, very early morning because today we're going to watch the sentencing of Courtney Clenney, who took a plea deal. We don't know the details of the plea deal. We're about to find out today when court starts. As she was accused, about to plead guilty to the murder of her boyfriend, Christian Obumseli, in April 2022. Yeah, 4 years. 4 years. Hi, Buffy. Good morning. Oh boy, I'll tell you what, girl, it's early. It's early, and school's supposed to be starting soon. And I'm just like, oh, I am not ready for that. It's too early for this. So yeah, that she took a plea deal. Today's sentencing, as well as victims' impact statements. Now, we haven't covered the trial on this channel because, well, it's our new baby channel, our new Couch Court with Llama channel. So if you haven't yet, please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, all of the YouTubey things so it lets everybody know that we're live, or when we drop an episode in the future. But while we're waiting for court to start, I wanted to talk about the case itself because, as I said, this has happened since 2022, 4 years. Yes, some of the other cases we've watched or been covering lately that are set to go to trial. We've said before, it's going to get kicked. It's going to get kicked. It's going to get kicked because it does. Because here we are 4 years later and she's taken a plea deal. Now, she was supposed to have a trial sometime this month, maybe. They didn't even have a date. But then the plea deal came on the table. She took it. The family, I heard, was on board with this, which I'm not surprised that they were, because this was going to be a very possibly contentious trial. As Courtney was claiming self-defense, she threw a knife at him in a domestic violence altercation, and she said she was going to go with self-defense, but I don't think that probably would have worked out. They said that Christian was a victim of domestic violence. Her side says she was as well. Who knows? But either way, here we are. Somebody has lost their life. So let's, while we're waiting, let's just read some history into the case so that way you guys are caught up on all of this because it's supposed to start at 9. It's the fun part about court is it never starts on time ever. So we'll see when it actually gets going. But let me share this tab instead, and we can read up on the case while we're waiting. How about that? Did y'all have a nice weekend? Because I did. My friends Amos and Annie came down and up. Amos came down, Annie came up to visit me this weekend, and we had such a fun time. I always hate when my internet friends have to leave, but that's okay. It was a good time. So now who's going to come visit me next? Because I'm bored already. Come visit me, Buffy. Come drive 1,000 miles, please, and thank you. All right, so let's read some of this while we're waiting, shall we? Yeah, why not? Sounds like fun. That's not the one I wanted. I think I want this one. Sure, that one's better. That's fine. All right, so as I was saying, this is Courtney here. Eyebrows girl. Okay. And many of you probably heard about this case, and whether you know the details or not, we'll see. But so Courtney Clenney, known online as Courtney Taylor, was by all accounts a successful OnlyFans model, and she was successful. Behind the scenes, she was in an on-again, off-again relationship that turned deadly in April 2022. Police were called to the condo she shared with boyfriend Christian Obumseli, 27, on April 3rd, for a domestic dispute. They found Obumseli bleeding due to a stab wound that happened during an altercation the couple was having. He died after he was transported to the Jackson Memorial Hospital's Ryder Trauma Center in Miami for care. And also, if you are not familiar with this case, there are her police interviews, body cam, all of that is all on the YouTubes. So I suggest watching those. They're very, very interesting indeed. It wasn't until August of that year that Clenney was arrested for the fatal stabbing on charges of second-degree murder. 4 years after her arrest in Hawaii, she's set to go in front of a judge to finalize a plea deal. Ahead of Clenney's plea hearing on August 10th, here's what we know about her background and her connection to the death of her boyfriend. So, Courtney Clenney was born on April 21st, 1996, in Midland, Texas, according to her IMDb. She moved to Austin with her family at age 7. She was an inspiring actor from a young age and has worked in commercials and as a movie extra, most notably with a small appearance in 2016's Everybody Wants Some as Sorority Girl #1. I've never heard of that movie, but okay. Clenney, now 30, was an OnlyFans model who had amassed a social media following of nearly 2 million on Instagram and had a major income stream from OnlyFans. On the platform, she was known as Courtney Taylor. In 2020, Clenney earned $900,000 from her OnlyFans and more than 1.8 million in 2021. That's wild. Now, that changed in 2022 when her boyfriend died after being stabbed during what the Miami-Dade police described as a physical altercation between the two. After the stabbing, her lawyer and detectives working on the case had her Baker Acted, which is a Florida law that allows for involuntary admission to a mental health facility for treatment. She was arrested in Hawaii on August 10th, 2022, where she was in rehab for substance abuse and PTSD. The then 26-year-old was taken into custody by the United States Marshals, carrying out an arrest warrant issued by Miami-Dade County, Florida, for murder in the second degree with a deadly weapon. She was eventually extradited to Florida and has been held in the Miami-Dade jail since August 2022, according to Local 10. Now, Clenney and her boyfriend, Christian Obumseli, had been dating for less than 2 years when he was killed in 2022. And the relationship was filled with multiple domestic abuse allegations. She was previously arrested for domestic battery in Las Vegas, and police had been called to the pair's home in Austin multiple times. Multiple times, guys. It was not a very healthy relationship or situation to be in. By 2022, the pair had moved from Texas to a Miami condo and had broken up and gotten back together multiple times. Their fighting in Miami was so loud that the building was allegedly working to evict them. Her lawyer at the time, Frank Prito, claims she kicked Obumseli out of the apartment due to allegations of domestic abuse a week before the stabbing. The night of April 1st, 2022, police were called to their apartment complex for a domestic disturbance, and Clenney was recorded claiming Obumseli had been stalking her and asking officers how to get a restraining order, according to the Miami Herald. Quote, I have not always been a victim, but like right now, I am the victim in this situation, she said. That's an interesting quote by her. Hmm. However, Obumseli was never arrested in connection with the incident. It was clearly a toxic relationship. They had their ups and downs, and unfortunately, it culminated after his death, Brito said, according to CBS News. Oh, you know what? I forgot to put on the banner that our domestic violence banner here, that if you find yourself in the situation, please call the hotline 1-800-799-SAFE, which is 7233, or text START to 88788. Oh, no, stay there. There we go. Oh, thunderstorm this early in the morning. My goodness. Okay. They're sad that Amos has left. Hi, Mama Llama. Good morning. Good morning. On April 3rd, 2022, Obumseli was found suffering from a knife wound after police were called to the condo to investigate a domestic violence call. Clenney placed the 911 call. He died while being transported to the hospital, the Miami Police Department confirmed in a statement. The preliminary investigation determined that both Mr. Obumseli and the female had been involved in a physical altercation, the 2022 statement said. Now, during her questioning, Clenney claimed she threw the knife at Obumseli from 10 feet away after he threw her to the ground in a domestic dispute. However, the Miami-Dade medical examiner ruled Obumseli's death was a homicide caused by a knife that punctured 3 inches downward into his shoulder and couldn't have been caused by a knife thrown from a distance. That's what her side, that's what their defense was going to be. Clenney's lawyer had argued she acted in self defense and that Obumseli's death wasn't a crime. Quote, this was not a crime. Courtney is innocent. She acted in self defense, and there should be no charges filed in this case, Frank Preto, her lawyer, said during a press conference. A recent court filing suggests that if the case had gone to trial, her lawyers would present a battered spouse syndrome defense, outlining text fights and injuries they allege she suffered when the couple was in various places, including Miami, Dubai, and Austin. However, Obumseli's family disagrees with the notion Clenney acted in self defense. We have no cause to believe that this was a case of self defense, Karen Egbuna, I think that's how you say it, Obumseli's cousin said during a press conference. In 2022, prosecutors also released footage of Clenney attacking Obumseli in a private elevator in February of that year. She is seen punching him several times in the face and head and hitting him on the back and arms. Obumseli tries to push her back and away from him, but is not seen striking back. Again, that video is on the YouTubes as well. And Miami-Dade State Attorney Kathy Rundle said during a press conference the suspect's 2-year long relationship with Obumseli was violent and toxic. Now, where'd that go? Prosecutors allege that the money she made from social media, including OnlyFans, made her a flight risk. She'd been held in the Miami-Dade jail since her 2022 arrest. Clenney initially pleaded not guilty, and her lawyers argued she acted in self defense during what turned out to be a deadly domestic dispute. A plea deal has been reached to avoid trial, though the details are not yet known. We'll find those out today. Obumseli's family attorney made the statement, according to CBS, quote, on behalf of the Obumseli family, I am pleased to announce that defendant Courtney Clenney, the state, and the Obumseli family have reached a resolution that would avoid an unnecessary trial. The resolution will be made public at a sentencing hearing today at 10 a.m. No, Court TV says 9. Everywhere else says 9. I don't think that's accurate. Pleading guilty and accepting full responsibility will begin the process of bringing closure to a very tragic, life-changing event for the Obumseli family. And then, yeah, we're set to hear that today. Now, her parents also got into some trouble for basically hacking into Christian's laptop. Did they get charges? I think they did. Let's see. Courtney, well, to a different one. Courtney Clenney's parents. Now, this was definitely a story that had like twists and turns all over the place. You're like, what? Let's see. Oh, yes, they were arrested and charged with unauthorized computer access relating to a laptop belonging to Christian. So that's not great. But apparently they were later dismissed by a judge. So, okay, there's that. Let's see. I think that, I mean, she probably made a good decision, taking the plea deal. That's for sure. Um, really thought that through way more than like Sarah Boone did. Ooh. I'm gonna go with at least 15 years, would be my guess. For second degree murder, I would say 15 years probably minimum. Before she's eligible for like parole is what I mean by that, not just like 15 years period. Well, maybe, but I don't know. I don't know. For 4 years, what do you guys think? How many of you have heard of this before? This case before, I've been following it.
Hi. I heard you were complaining about me not being there.
I was. I was sad and lonely. I've
Not
missed
you.
I know, I've missed you. How was my fabulous weekend? It was fantastic. It was fantastic. What's happening? Nothing. You've missed nothing, Pam.
I've missed nothing because they lied.
Mm-hmm. Typical.
Well, I read something over the weekend that it wasn't starting till 10, but then I read something that said it doesn't starting till 9.
Yeah.
And yeah. So I guess, court be courting.
Court be courting. Right? Oh, it's so annoying. So annoying. This is why like people be like, oh, you should go into like, the legal field in some way. And I was like, no.
No.
'Cause I hate everything about it. I
have
hate
too many
everything about it.
control issues.
Yes. Yes. You think I can just be like cool with like, oh, we just no. No, 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 no. It's like all of the things I hate. Oh, I worked really hard on this case and we're gonna like kick it another month. Like, oh my God, I wouldn't be able to handle it. So no, thank you. No, thank you. I am not a casual. Well, that's great. Let's move on. No, not at all. I know my strengths and I know my weaknesses. So no, thank
I
you.
couldn't control my face in court.
Me either. Mm-mm.
As an attorney, I would just be like rolling my eyes. I'm like, are you serious? Oh, I said that out loud.
Same. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I have one for you, Llama. It's local to me. A man was hit and drugged by an ambulance for over 2 miles. What? He had a history of mental illness and would be aggressive to EMS that was stationed near Ghost's home. There's a lot going on in that little story right there, Pam. A ghost home? There's ghosts. And, oh my gosh, that's horrible. Oh, that's awful. No, thank you. How was your weekend, Buff? Did you do anything exciting? Oh, his home, not ghost home. I prefer ghost home in a story. Give it some, levity because the rest of it's awful. You didn't do anything. Is it storming where you are? It's
No.
storming here.
No. Not yet. Did you watch the interrogation videos for Courtney?
Oh, yes. When they
Those
came
were
out.
so wild.
They were.
I learned about this case while cleaning my car.
Today?
No, when it first happened.
Oh. I was like, I was pretty sure you knew about it in advance. We've talked about this, Buffy.
Yeah.
We've talked about it for like 3 years. So, okay.
Yeah, just, like there are certain things you like hear again and you're like, oh, I remember where I was when that happened. I'm like, oh, yes, I remember I was scrubbing the seats of my car going, what the fuck?
Yeah, the interrogation videos were very interesting. And the body cams from like previous incidents.
Oh, yes.
Taking this plea deal was a very good idea for her. I don't think she really would have.
Do we know what the actual plea deal is?
Mm-mm.
No.
Not that I could find. Not that I could find. We'll know today, but some people, I guess, are good at keeping secrets.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised it hasn't come out yet.
I'm surprised as well. Of course, I mean, the last time I looked was like on Friday. So if there is, I haven't even been home.
That's right. You were out partying.
What? I was out partying. That's right. And then yesterday I was collecting all the Murdaugh docs all over the place. What a mess. We really do take for granted the JFC community and Volo and that's in their organization because nobody else has it.
Yes, I'm just going to need everybody to put all of the documents in one spot for every major case out there.
Please
Would
and
make
thank
our
you.
lives so much easier.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, if the courts would just do it their own damn selves, that would be great. I don't understand.
They should definitely make websites for every case that they have in their courthouse. So it'd make it so much easier for us. I
Well,
think
no,
that's the point.
well, Minnie, you just go on the docket and the documents are right there and you can just download them easy peasy. But then there's a bunch, they don't even list what they are. As a matter of fact, when I was doing like all the spreadsheets for Murdaugh, right? I went to the docket, I wrote down every date and like what it was so that way I can go find it later so I know like what I'm missing and what I don't have. And they even labeled them stupid things like motion/other, like the most generic titles for whatever it was. And I was just like, this is not helpful. This is not helpful at all. So, but I got quite a bit of them.
I sometimes think they do it on purpose. So it makes people reporting on it a little more difficult because I know that they just really have contempt for people on YouTube talking about trials, which is so funny since our system is supposed to be so transparent.
We're just YouTubers, nosy YouTubers.
Yeah. I want to know what's happening. I want to know all the things. Are they going to bring her out?
Yeah, that's what they're waiting on is for her to come out, I think. Well, they're not waiting on her, but that's why the camera's focused there because she has not been in the courtroom yet. So, there you go.
Nah, surprise. There she is. Oh, girl.
Wow, that is a lot of hair.
That is a lot of hair.
Was Pittman here? Pittman was here? Yeah. Okay.
I thought I had a lot of hair.
Right? Damn.
Could you get any closer, Mr. Cameraman?
It's close enough.
Right?
Wow, that's wild. I thought I had a lot of hair too. Yikes. Go away, little bar. What are we doing? She doesn't look 30 at all.
No.
Oh, so the guy in the pinstripe suit, not her lawyer? Interesting. Especially about your phone. It's such a snitch. Leave it at home. Leave it at home streaming something on YouTube.
Well, not having your phone on you is a snitch too.
That's true. They would look at mine and they'd be like, there wasn't very much activity. And then they would be like, oh, okay. There's never a lot of activity.
No, there's activity on it sometimes. There's gotta be. You have to make sure you're not you know what? I'm gonna be quiet.
I suppose we shouldn't give them an idea. Why?
You shouldn't teach people how to crime.
That's true.
But if you know, you know.
Guy is killing me. I don't know what the camera guy's problem is today, but he's
camera guy doesn't know what he's doing either.
Like, okay, we're gonna slowly.
Yeah, the dramatic zoom.
I wonder if this is like his first day. He's like, this is just training.
Oh, he found the zoom button. Cute, cute, cute. He's like, this is for sure going in the documentary. This is going in the Netflix documentary. I got to do this right.
Yeah. Oh, there will be one, I am sure. Bet within like a year.
Yeah, I don't think I think it was smart for her to take a plea because I don't think the jury was ever going to buy that she threw a knife from like 10 feet away and it just happened to land
3 inches in.
Girl, are you a circus performer? I don't think so.
I don't think I can throw a knife. Can you think you can throw a knife? Probably you can.
Oh, I can throw one. I just don't know what's going to do whenever I throw it. It's not going to land where I aim it. Have you ever been to axe throwing?
No, we had one up here, but I never went.
Oh, yeah.
Makes me nervous.
It wasn't great. It
I'm not even
wasn't
good
a
with
great
darts.
experience for me. Axes are harder.
Yeah, I don't think I could throw one, and I'd be so nervous about it the whole time. I'd rather go shooting than throwing. Like, no, thank you. God, look how many pages that deal is.
Shouldn't you have had all these documents signed beforehand? You're not working efficiently.
Well, she's signing it.
All right, Miss Ma'am.
I think minimum 15 years before being eligible
Probably.
for parole. Like, I don't think 15 years total. But
So she's 30 now, so that would put her like in her 40s, 45.
mhm.
Girl, you lost your best years. 30 is when you like actually turn into a smart person. Well, supposedly.
Maybe like this much. This much. Depends on the day.
You got it right. You got it right.
Whoa.
I told
He's
you.
not winning any awards. He's not.
The best cinematography does not go to you, Court TV. Not today. I went with them because they're usually much better at it. They've been doing it longer, but I forgot. Didn't they get bought by Law and Crime or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're all the
Maybe it's on
same
purpose.
now.
Right, hold on, I'm gonna go get more coffee, but I'm listening. But oh wow, okay, more of it. I was gonna say I heard a lot of family was gonna be there, but there they all are. Okay.
I wonder who all's going to talk.
What's the topic now? Courtney Clenney is about to be sentenced. OnlyFans murder. Accused, taking a plea deal is what she's doing. After throwing a knife and killing her ex-boyfriend, Christian Obumseli.
Wait, he was the ex? I thought he was actually
Well,
her boyfriend at the time.
Yes, I guess I meant ex, and
I mean, he's an ex
FF is not
now,
anymore. But
but
at
they
the time,
were
yes,
together. Yeah.
yes, that's true. That's true. But yes, she apparently threw a knife during a domestic dispute 10 feet, and it went and killed him.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Have you seen if there's any like demonstrations? Like how like microdots and them all do things. Maybe done a Courtney Clenney one.
I don't think so. I mean, I haven't really searched. This particular case has been going on for so long
Yeah.
and then there was no information, and then there would be like trickles of information. Eventually, I just forgot it was even happening and expected it just to keep on going.
Yeah.
Like just to be like pushed down the road even longer.
And this trial was supposed to happen 10
Several times.
Probably. Yeah, like
Yeah. And then it would get pushed back.
Well, it was supposed to be the spring too, I thought. And then they were like, nope, August. Well, maybe spring, maybe it was like May or June, maybe. I don't know.
Oh no, you have to check the spreadsheet.
You love my spreadsheets. Stop. You will one day. One day you're gonna be like, that llama. She was right. She was right. I'm gonna have to tell her she was right.
If I could figure out spreadsheets.
I don't.
I wish I could hear what he was telling her.
Oh, you know what? Baby. That's weird.
Huh?
Hey, look, clink, clink.
Clink, clink.
They're zooming in on her handcuffs. That's so funny.
You need to add it on?
I had to watch some Housewives yesterday while I was working on things. I missed them.
She's not up.
I tried to watch some Big Brother, but it was too distracting.
I don't know how you watch anything while you're working. It's too. I can't do two things at once.
Mm. Well, there's only certain things I can watch, like when I'm working. Other stuff I can't. Housewives is like, you don't really have to invest much in it.
Yeah, but how do you even know what's happening?
What do you mean?
Well, if you're focused on what you're doing, how can you hear what's happening? Like my brain doesn't listen and function at the same time. It's one or the other.
Well, it's just really a lot of yelling. So there's that.
So it's just noise.
It's just noise, basically. Yeah. Well, then how do you do anything and listen to stuff at 2 times speed? I can't do that.
If I have to like create a document or build something like that I'm focusing, like when I'm making a thumbnail, I can't listen and build at the same time. I am focusing. I can load the dishwasher and listen at the same time. That's like, doesn't take brain activity to load a dishwasher.
Okay.
But if I have to think while I'm listening, it's not going to happen.
Fair. Why doesn't that stupid bar go away? Ugh, whatever. Also, I get this crazy idea to start a trial in real time at like 8:30 in the morning. Remind me, no, you don't want to do it. Mama, you hate it.
Well, technically, this one didn't start till 9.
That was awful. 8 o'clock was too early. All right, let's get it together.
Right? Florida, come on.
Goodness. Ridiculous. Another reason why I can't go into court, legal field stuff. Everybody being all lackadaisical. Are you kidding me? Be like, hello. Depends on who the dishwasher is. Well, I was hoping I was gonna get a nap, but I don't think I'm going to now. I'm mad about it. I was gonna get a nap. All right. But no. All right, here we go. Finally.
Thank you, everyone. Please be seated.
Oh, and they're going to have poopy cam.
Good morning. So here in the case,
Is there no
case
Wi-Fi in
of
that
the state of
office?
Florida versus Courtney Clenney, with the parties please state your appearances for the record, starting with the state.
The sound is
John
awful.
Averhoff on behalf of the state, Kathleen Hogue on behalf of the state, and then on behalf of the next of kin, Mr. Larry Hanfield.
Good morning. And on behalf of Ms. Clenney.
Good morning, Your Honor. Frank Riek on behalf of Ms. Clenney, along with my co-counsel, Ms. Sabrina Puglisi, and Ms. Diane Karames. Ms. Clenney's present in custody, Your Honor.
And also, Judge, I apologize for interrupting, but also the next of kin is present, Mr. Hanfield, to introduce them.
All right, thank you.
Yes, please stand. First, we have the mom, Ms. Oshino Amasado. We have the brother, Jeffrey. Please stand.
It's gonna be a very emotional day.
Karen. And we have other family members, Auntie, we have Clara, and we have Sandy.
Thank you all so much for being here today. Thank you.
And Judge, just for the record, she's printing on page 2 of your Honor's calendar.
Yes, sir, thank you.
Honey, was that
Mr.
fig?
Adams, I understand the state will be filing an amended information at this time.
Yes, Judge, and in anticipation of this plea, the state has filed a amended information charging the defendant with 1 count of manslaughter with a deadly weapon. It is a first-degree felony punishable up to 30 years in state prison. That changes her guideline score from what it was to now 124.5 months in state prison, up to 30 years in state prison.
All right, Mr. Prieto?
Yeah, Judge, we've entered plea not guilty, demand discovery, and request trial by jury at this time.
That being said, I understand the parties have reached a resolution in this case where Ms. Clenney will be pleading guilty. Is that correct?
That is correct, Your Honor.
All right.
That is
Mr.
correct, Judge.
Adams?
I am passing up the written plea agreement that is signed by not only the state, the defendant, but also all of her attorneys. Major part of this, Judge, is that she's pleading guilty to this amended information, to the charge that was announced just now. There's a factual proffer that's a part of this plea agreement. We're going to ask Your Honor to read it.
Oh,
She will be agreeing to that factual proffer, but most importantly, she is agreeing and admitting that she is the cause of the stab wound that Mr. Obumseli received, and then that she is taking criminal responsibility for her actions. As part of this plea agreement, the state is willing to accept her plea. We've discussed this at length with the next of kin and certainly with Mr. Hanfield. And certainly when there's any agreement, no one is happy at the end of this, and we understand that. But the agreement that the state is willing to accept is that the defendant would be adjudicated guilty. She'll be sentenced to 6 years in state prison, followed by 5 years of reporting probation.
wow.
As part of her probation, she must complete a mental health evaluation and treatment. There's a time frame in which she is to complete it as part of the plea agreement. Substance abuse evaluation and treatment, that's also a time constraint that's going to be in the agreement.
She's been in
And
there
then
4
it's
years
60
already.
days, Your Honor. And then the batter's intervention program. If she does violate her probation in any way at any point, she's waiving extradition back to Florida, and as well that she faces back to her guidelines, which are 124.5 months in state prison, up to 30 years in state prison. Although not specifically in this plea agreement, the state attorney has asked me to discuss the topic specifically that it discusses, and it's important that nobody who is a convicted murderer to killing someone, if someone is convicted of murder, they are not to financially benefit as a result of that. That's Florida Statute 944.512. It's effectively our iteration of the Son of Sam law, but it is a statutory lien that attaches automatically, and if the Attorney General's office were to decide to seek some form of lien or process in that, then that we would be supporting them in that. We do believe that nobody should benefit financially from murdering somebody. So we will provide any evidence that they request. We'll work hand in hand with the Attorney General's office if they so seek to do some form of lien or some financial proceeding against Ms. Clenney, understanding that she will be released at some point and may seek to financially benefit as a result of this. But it's not part of the plea agreement, but it is something that attaches automatically.
All right. Mr. Prieto, I'll
Thanks.
hear from you as to the plea agreement in its written form. Is that your understanding of the plea?
That is correct, Judge, and all the conditions and all the agreements are contained within that document. Outside the four corners of those multiple page document, we do not agree that number 944.512 is constitutional. We reserve our right to challenge that.
At this point, that's not part of this proceeding. It attaches automatically. It is constitutional. It is the law. What they do with subsequent hearings is to them. But as we stand here today, because it does attach, I'm just simply announcing that we will work hand in hand with the Attorney General's office. It needs no further discussion, but the fact is that no one should financially benefit from murdering somebody.
Well, Judge,
Mr. Prieto?
I do have the right to speak on my client's behalf, and so I'm going to put on the record that we believe that statute's unconstitutional. It's not an issue for the plea agreement, like Mr. Adler said. It's 100% accurate. However, we reserve the right to challenge that in the future. We do not think it's constitutional, and it would be challenged should any Attorney General seek to enforce that, but that's that's an argument for another day should it arise.
All right, very good. In preparation for today's proceedings, I have been privy to the agreed upon plea, and I will ratify the agreement of the parties at this time based on the following. This case originated 4 years ago in 2022. Since then, the parties, both the state of Florida and the defense in this case, have engaged in diligent and extensive preparation of the case. That preparation consisted of a thorough investigation that included, but was not limited to, the routine discovery process that is involved in a complex criminal case, as well as literally thousands of pages of legal motions and responses, the consultation of experts from both sides who opined on various legal issues such as self-defense, battered partner syndrome, and issues regarding manner of death. Based on the investigation of the case and the resulting legal analysis of the strengths and weaknesses of this case from both the state's perspective as well as the defense, and perhaps most importantly, the victim's family's wishes to bring closure to this horrific and life-changing experience, the parties have reached a resolution that this court will not frustrate. The parties have also agreed on a factual proffer as stated by the prosecutor that I will now read into the record. The state of Florida and the defendant agree as to the following factual proffer. A, Christian Obumseli, hereafter the victim, and the defendant began dating in late 2020. Their relationship is defined by the parties as being extremely tempestuous and combative, as both have been involved in numerous domestic violence incidents. B, the victim and the defendant moved to South Florida in January 2022, taking up residence in a condominium located at 1 Paraiso Residences, located in Miami-Dade County. There were many complaints made by residents and security staff lodged against the couple during the 3 months that they resided in the complex. As a result, the management company was in the process of evicting the couple. C, on April 3rd, 2022, Miami Police and Miami Fire Rescue responded to their condo after a 911 call was made reporting a stabbing. Officers found the victim with a singular stab wound to the chest. After the incident, the defendant provided a knowingly, intelligent, and voluntarily made statement to the police, confirming that she was responsible for the stab wound. The knife penetrated approximately 8 centimeters into the victim's chest, puncturing the right subclavian artery. The victim was transported to Jackson Memorial Hospital, where he died from his injuries. Madam Clerk, would you please swear in Ms. Clenney?
Yes, Your Honor. Raise your right hand, ma'am. Do you solemnly swear affirm the testimony you're about to give to be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
You can put your hand down. Please state your full name for the record.
Courtney Clenney Plea.
What is your date of birth? How far did you get to school?
I have no GED.
Do you have any history of mental illness?
I was diagnosed with severe PTSD.
Are you currently under the influence of drugs, alcohol, or medication?
No, Your
Have you understood everything that was discussed with your attorneys prior to coming to court, as well as what we're doing here in court today?
Honor. Yes, Your Honor.
I understand you wish to plead guilty to manslaughter in exchange for the plea that was read into the record a moment ago. Has anyone, including your own attorney, promised you anything other than that? Has anyone forced, threatened, or coerced you to accept a plea at this time?
No.
Do you understand if you are not a United States citizen, this plea will result in negative immigration consequences such as deportation or removal? Have you spoken to your attorneys about that, and do you still wish to accept this plea knowing that?
Yes, I do.
Do you understand you're waiving your right to a trial?
Yes, I do.
Do you understand you're waiving your right to remain silent, and that silence cannot be used against you at trial? Do you understand you're waiving your right to testify?
Yes.
Do you understand you're waiving your right to confront, cross-examine, and present witnesses? Do you understand you're waiving your right to hold the state of Florida to its burden of proving the case beyond a reasonable doubt?
Yes.
Do you understand you're waiving your right to appeal?
Yes.
The following question does not seem to apply in this case, but I have to ask in every case. Do you understand if the offense to which you are pleading is a sexually violent or sexually motivated offense, or if you've been previously convicted of such an offense, this plea may result in involuntary civil commitment as a sexually violent predator upon the completion of your sentence? Do you understand if you violate the terms and conditions of your probation, you're facing up to 30 years in the state prison? Do you still wish to plead guilty? Are you pleading guilty because you are in fact guilty or you believe this plea is in your best interest? Have you spoken to your attorneys about the plea? Have they answered all of your questions? Do you need any more time to discuss the plea with your attorneys? Are you satisfied with their services? I'd like to talk to you for a moment about the written plea agreement that I have in my hands. It is 8 pages. And on the bottom left of each page, it says defendant's initials, CC. Are those your initials?
Yes, ma'am.
Have you reviewed every line, every word, every page of this plea agreement with your attorneys?
Yes.
Now turning over to page 6 of 8. It's entitled Defendant's Representation of Effectiveness of Counsel. Is that your signature over the line that says Courtney Clenney Defendant?
Yes.
And then each of your attorneys has also signed on page 7 and 8, Mr. Prieto, Ms. Laura Puglisi, and Ms. Karamas. Are those your signatures?
Yes.
And finally, certificate of defendant on page 8 of 8. Once again, Courtney Clenney Defendant. Is that your signature on that line? Do you understand that even if I do not state orally here on the record that everything contained within this written plea agreement will be made part of the judgment and sentence, even if I don't say it out loud?
Yes.
Mr. Prieto, have you and your team reviewed all items of evidence disclosed by the state with Ms. Clenney?
We have.
Do the state or defense know of any items of physical evidence containing DNA that could exonerate the defendant? State?
No, Your Honor.
Defense?
Not
Does the defense waive PSI? Do the state and defense stipulate to a factual basis? State?
State stipulates.
Defense?
stipulates as contained in the plea.
Ms. Clenney, I find the plea has been entered into knowingly, voluntarily, and intelligently. That you understand the nature and consequences of the plea, there's a factual basis for the plea, and that you're represented by good and competent counsel with whom you say you're satisfied. At this time, I will be adjudicating you, and I'm going to turn to page 3 of 8, to the charge of manslaughter with a deadly weapon. I'm sentencing you to 6 years in the state prison with all applicable credit for time served, followed by 5 years of reporting probation. As a condition of that probation, you will complete a mental health evaluation and all required treatment deemed necessary. You will complete a substance abuse evaluation and complete all required treatment deemed necessary, as well as completing the batter's intervention program within the first year of probation. As I said, there are some other provisions contained within this written plea agreement that will be made part of the judgment and sentence. I'm assessing court costs and any and all statutory and mandatory fines. You will be fingerprinted. We should have DNA on file. Before we turn it to the victim impact portion, is there anything further on behalf of the state?
Nothing from the state, Judge.
Defense?
Yeah, Judge, I would just, as far as corrections and computing her time served, to remember she was initially detained in Hawaii when she was in the rehab facility. So her actual booking date here at TGK does not reflect all of her credit for time served. I don't have the date of arrest, but I believe the date of arrest in Hawaii was August 10th of 2022, so she should receive all credit for time served from that date moving forward.
Does the state agree?
But Judge, the only issue is going to be, one, there has to be an order for it. Otherwise, it's
I'm
going,
happy to sign the order.
otherwise, it's going to be from the time in which she was brought into custody. So
Right, so if you're in agreement, let's draft an order, credit for time served on August 10th, 2022.
We will do that. We'll have it to your honor today.
All right, anything further on behalf of the defense?
No, Your Honor.
I'm filing the written plea agreement that I have now initialed and executed with the clerk. I'd like to now turn it over to Mr. Hanfield. But first, I would like to extend my deepest condolences to the Obumseli family. As I said previously, thank you all for making the time to come here today, and I'm very, very sorry for this.
Judge, actually, before Mr. Hanfield speaks on behalf of the entire family, I believe we have Ms. Karen Akuma, who is going to be reading the victim's mother's statement to the court.
Thank you.
There isn't closed caption. I'm sorry. I have it boosted in everything. Sorry, guys. It's the best I can do.
As I stand here to read my victim impact statement, I first give thanks to the Lord Almighty for his protection and guidance over our family throughout these past 4 years. I also want to thank the attorneys, the state attorney's office, Larry Hanfield, and everyone who helped make sure that Christian's voice and our family's voices were heard. I thank our family and our friends who called, prayed for us, checked on us, and stood beside us through this very, very difficult journey. I am Christian's mother. Words can never fully explain how Christian's death has affected my life and the lives of everyone in our family. There is simply too much pain to put on paper. On April 4th, 2022, while I was at work, I received the call that no parent should ever have to receive. I was asked to give consent for my son's eyes to be donated. I had just talked to him the day before and had no knowledge that he had been killed. That was the darkest day of my life. And the darkness continued to unfold as I learned Christian had been killed by his girlfriend, Courtney Clenney, someone he had trusted and loved. Since April 2022, I have lived with fear, anxiety, sleepless nights, heartache, and more tears than I could ever count. 4 years later, there are still nights when I cannot sleep. There are moments when my mind goes back to the last moments of Christian's life. As his mother, those thoughts are very difficult for me to carry. There was a joy in my life and in our family's life before Christian died that has never completely returned. His death did not only affect me, however. It affected my entire family, including his older brother, Jeffrey, his cousins who were raised as siblings, and his grandmother who loved him so much and called him her precious. We have all had to learn how to live with the empty place that cannot be filled. But I do not want Christian to be remembered only for how he died. Christian was my son. Everyone who knew Christian, who truly knew him, can attest that he was kind-hearted, compassionate, friendly, and respectful. He cared about other people. I remember one day when Christian and I were driving to a store. I stopped and I was going to give a homeless man a few dollars. Christian encouraged me to do much more than that. It was a small moment, but it showed the kind of heart he had. He saw another human being who needed help, and he wanted to make sure that that person had enough. Christian, I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud that I had the privilege of being your mother. Those are the memories that no one can ever take from us and me. Nothing can erase the pain of the day that I buried my son. Nothing can describe what it feels like for a mother to stand at the grave of her child. There are also the things that will never happen for me now that he's gone. The birthdays, the holidays we will not celebrate with him, the conversations we will never have, the person he would have continued to become, those losses continue much longer after today's court case ends. For more than 4 years, we've lived with the loss every day and waited for accountability. Today closes a legal chapter, but it certainly doesn't close our grief. No sentence, no plea can bring back my son to me. My only hope is to carry his memory forward and to continue healing as a family. My prayer is that after today, Christian will simply not be remembered by the public as a name connected to a criminal case. He was a son, he was a brother, he was a cousin, he was a nephew and a grandson. And he was a friend to a lot of people. He was loved, he had a future, and his life had value and mattered. As a family, we are very private people. We have endured this loss while much of Christian's life and death have been discussed publicly and inaccurately to support a narrative created by Courtney, the person who took my son's life. There are parts of our grief that belong only to us, and I choose to keep those things within our family. But I want this court to understand this much. The loss of Christian did not end on April 4th, 2022. We carry it with us every day. Through everything, I continue to place my faith in God. Christian Toby Obumseli, I know you are with the Lord. Onwane Tilora, as your brother called you, which means the moon in the sky that shines for everyone. That is how I choose to remember you, as a light. Your legacy and your memory will remain with us. We miss you, we love you. May you continue to rest in peace, my son.
Thank you for those beautiful words.
It was very beautiful.
Huh?
Very beautiful.
Oh, nice. Nice. Found,
May it please the court. State Representative of the State Attorney's Office. Courtney Clenney. On behalf of the Obumseli family, I would like to read into the record your final comments. April 4th of 2022, Christian Obumseli suffered a painful and tragic death at the hands of the person he loved. Sadly, that would be the person that would ultimately take his life. Christian loved deeply. It was his love that caused him to stay. Even after being previously cut in the face, previously stabbed in the leg by Courtney, he would later write that his love would eventually get him killed. In many ways, he predicted his own death at the hands of Courtney Clenney. Unfortunately, like so many individuals who are get caught up in not loving relationship, but just destructive relationship, he stayed. And we are here today because what he believed became a reality. By resolving this case today by way of a plea, Courtney Clenney avoids being judged by a jury of her peers. But that will never be able to escape the ultimate and final judgment for anyone's conduct. That judgment can only be handled by our Creator, our Almighty God. Your actions, you need to know, as you sit here today, and as you finish out serving your time for punishment, that you have left the Obumseli family with a void that can never be filled. The pain that continues to endure today as painful as it was when they learned of his untimely death. It is a pain that will never completely go away. A chair where family gathers for holidays will always remain empty. The Obumseli family has been forced into joining a membership that no family should ever want to be a part of. And as a family of mothers of murdered children. As a family, we still cannot get past the fact that Christian was stabbed while you remained on the phone with your mom. You then called downstairs to security, and then your third and final call, which should have been your first call, was to 911. In the meantime, you offered no life-saving measures to try to save Christian's life. To us, that is inhumane. Christian was someone's son, someone's brother, someone's nephew, someone's cousin, someone's friend, and most importantly, he was deeply loved. His life had meaning. He had a future. And his family deserved to grow old with him. He was robbed of all those things while you still have all yours to enjoy. Nothing can bring Christian back. Nothing can erase what happened. And nothing can fill the space that will forevermore be left empty. We will carry Christian's memory, his love, and his legacy with us for the rest of our lives. I thank the court for giving us, as a family, the opportunity to be heard and to let this be a part of the record. But lastly, through it all, we never even received an apology, an acknowledgement for the loss that changed our lives forever. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Hayfield. Would anyone else like to speak at this time?
I don't believe so, Judge. Not from the state.
Once again, for the entire family, thank you for being here. Thank you for the beautiful words that you read and what Mr. Hayfield read. Thank you for sharing the collage of pictures of Christian with me. And I really, really pray that his memory is a blessing to all of you. Thank you. Is there anything further on behalf of the state?
No, Your Honor.
Not
Defense?
by the defense, Judge.
I want to thank the attorneys once again for your diligent preparation and professionalism throughout the process. The court will be in recess at this time.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Judge.
Why are we in recess right now? For her to decide if she's going to take it or not? The judge?
All rise.
Wow. She must be coming back. Wow. 6 years.
6 years, but she's getting time served on 4. So 2.
Yeah, I don't know what's the Florida jail minimum. Florida times.
Where you wanna go make a
Or it requires a minimum of 85% of their prison sentence. So, what is 85%?
I wonder how they got to manslaughter as the plea. I want to see what they have. I have questions.
6 years is shocking to me.
Yeah, me too. That's really low.
5.1 years. So she will spend 1 year in prison.
Well, that's why she took it. But why would the state go be okay with manslaughter? You know what I'm saying? Like it didn't seem like a manslaughter charge to me.
Yeah. Oh no, is that it? Or are they just leaving for recess? I don't know. We'll find out. Yeah, because she
It
was
sounded
initially
like that
charged
was
with
it.
second-degree murder.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Down to manslaughter. That's a hell of a deal. Hell of a fucking deal. Because I thought 15 at least.
See what I done. I don't know. Process my paperwork.
Well, she'd have been dumb not to take it too, and you go home, no trial.
See you tomorrow.
I mean, they said 6, but really, if she's getting, I didn't think when they said time served, I was like, that's 2. Like,
Oh, it's 1 year though. That's all she has to serve.
I know, but like if you say 6 and 4, that leaves 2, and she only has to serve 85. But still, that's like nothing. Could have just let her go home today and say you're done. You know what's
Yeah.
a year?
Yeah. And then what else did they say she had to do? She had to, so
Well,
it's
she's got to pay
6-year
fines
prison, 5 years
and
probation.
fees.
She has to do a mental health evaluation, a drug abuse program, and a DV program. Now, if she breaks any of the probation or classes, then she's facing up to 30 years in prison. So, wow.
I mean,
That's not at
I'd
all
be
what I
the
thought.
first in line for every class I was going to.
Yeah. Wow.
Wow. We both went, wow, at the same time. Wow. If I was that family, I'd be so mad.
Yeah. I mean, that's a really good deal.
Is she supposed to give a proffer though? Like, is she supposed to get up and talk?
But the judge read her proffer.
But what are they waiting on moving her out? I thought she was actually going to say something.
I thought so too, but I guess not. No, they're
That's all she's going to
fingerprinting
do
her
is do
now.
like a written statement, and that's it.
Yeah, no, the judge read that. I think the person should have to read them, but
I personally do too. But wow.
yeah, that's wild. Wow, indeed.
I'm actually speechless.
Yeah, right? It's okay. Okay. That's
Well, Amos said, oh, she's going to get a deal for a book or a movie or something, but I thought that's what they were talking about the Son of Sam laws. And her defense attorney said, well, we disagree with that because that violates constitutional rights or something. And
that'll be part of a different process. Like
I know that there's a lot of
people, but
I know there's a lot of debate on that right now in court about that.
But as the state said, like that's an argument for a different day. Like you'd have to take that up with a different court too, because it's kind of a mandated one. So, but I mean, she was already making, $1.9 million on OnlyFans. So,
do you know how she's gonna make going back to it in 2 years? I mean, I'm just thinking about Gypsy Rose and her stuff, and like people, even if they don't like her. They're still watching her stuff. She's got her own show. She's not making a profit off the murder. She's got her own reality show.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you don't, I mean, and there will be people that watch or, sign up for her OnlyFans just because of her name getting out on the,
Mm-hmm.
media and stuff if she goes back to it. So she'll be okay when she gets out, I'm sure.
Should she do any of that stuff? No. I hope you
No, but she will.
better your life, but will she? Yeah. I
She
mean,
absolutely will.
what else are you gonna do at, 30 years old when I think that's what she'll end up doing afterwards.
Well, that's what she was doing before. Why would I think she would do anything different?
Mhm. Wow. Wow, 6
Especially
years.
since she has notoriety because of the case. I mean, she's not going to be
Mhm.
profiting off the murder per se, but her name is out there.
Mhm. That's true. So 1 year, 1.2 months, I'm sorry. So 1 year, 1 month, and 6 days is when she will probably be released from prison. So she just has to
Wow.
take her classes while she's in there, which I think is more than actually, I don't think they said it had to be done it had to be done for her probation, I thought, just in case or something. Because you can't just those kind of programs don't go on like every part of the year and things like that in prison. So it's
A
it's
judge,
done, Amy. It's done. It's over. That's
yeah, a
it.
judge actually does have to be okay with the plea. Usually a judge can be like, no, and throw it out. The judge is okay with it. No,
Yes,
judge has
I'm
already
sorry.
talked.
Yeah, no, the judge already it's all done
It's
and
all
agreed.
done.
That was it.
They're just fingerprinting her and they'll take her back.
And I think her parents live in Texas. They mentioned something like she was going to be able to go back to Texas or something like that. Is how they said
Yep.
she'd be brought back to Miami-Dade County. So yeah, that's it, Sam.
That was the quickest I've ever seen. But I mean, there
Mm,
was nothing, there was no like, it was all, everything was already agreed to. So there was like
mhm.
nothing to argue in front of the judge for like mitigation and stuff. Usually you'd see all that during a plea, not necessarily agreement.
Yeah,
Everything was already negotiated beforehand. There was no like mitigation and the victim impact statements weren't from her side where it was like, please, she's a good person. This
mhm.
was just a bad day. Da 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 da. Like none of that had to play out because everything was already put into writing. It was already
Yeah,
done.
yeah,
The family's victim impact statements on Christian sides was just formality. Like it had no bearing on what she got.
yeah. And just his mother spoke, which is just fine. I think that was his mom, or she was reading for his mom. I'm not sure. I think that was
No,
his
that was his
mom.
mom.
Okay, I thought so. I didn't think she was a victim advocate, right? That was the older guy, right? That was reading more at the end. I think he was
I'm
a
not sure
victim
who he was, but I know that
advocate
was
guy.
his mom.
Um,
I don't
uh,
think that was a fair sentence at all.
mm-mm. Did the victim's family complain about the length of this? They did not. No,
They did
which
not. It
is
sounds like they would just wanted it to be done, which
I
I
think so.
can't say that I blame families because I know what that's like. Sometimes it's like so much or like just let's,
Mhm.
but it just didn't
Especially
seem
for 4
fair.
years. Like that's just her trial literally getting kicked and
Yeah,
kicked and kicked. Like they're probably just like, you know what, fuck it. Like it doesn't take away, as
you're
his
not
mom
getting,
said, like you don't get
yeah,
him back, you
yeah.
know. So it is freaking awful. Yes.
I just am gobsmacked.
They did change the charge from second degree murder. She pleaded to manslaughter. So first degree manslaughter, I guess. I don't know.
It's
Are there different
manslaughter.
degrees to I don't think there is.
No,
I mean, there's like
manslaughter is just like
voluntarily
the
and
lowest tier.
yeah, yeah.
It's like first, second manslaughter is like it wasn't premeditated. It was like a passion like type thing. Like they gave her like the lowest possible murder charge. It's
Yeah.
wild.
Yeah, Sam, that's all there was. It was already done,
Even though there's
settled.
a history of violence. I mean, I have so many questions.
So she says my interpretation is that there must have been some evidence of prior DV acts by the victim. If she had a decent self-defense claim, the prosecution can lose the whole case. I mean, that's
what I said. I wanted to see what
what's
the
rumored
state,
around.
what was that it was a tumultuous relationship on both sides. Although a lot of people lean towards she was more the aggressor than he was, but she often called the police a lot more on him because that's sometimes how it works when it's female male and the female is the aggressor. But I would still be interested in what was, because I'm sure we don't know everything. We never know everything.
No,
Until
even
they bring it out in
Florida.
trial. Well,
even coming out of Florida, we don't know everything
it's
here.
true. Well, they kept a lot of stuff kind of quiet on
I
this
think they
one.
did. I think there might have been a gag order. I think.
There was a lot of stuff that we didn't get ahead of time. I would like to see, but not that it'd change anything.
But 8 centimeters down and it hit his artery. Like what are the odds that it hits your,
Not if you're throwing a knife and you're not that good. Sorry.
So
it takes a level of skill I doubt she has.
Yeah. Wow. I'm 6 years. That is wild. That is wild. But there you have it, friends. That's the end of that chapter. She'll be out of prison in a year, 1 month, and 5 days. So next August, or I'm sorry, that would put because wasn't she arrested? Didn't they say she was arrested August 10th, 2022?
Yes, that's 4 years ago today.
That's always weird how that happens, isn't it? Like they're sentencing.
Because when they said it, I was like, it is August 10th right now.
So next September 15th will most likely be the day she gets out of prison. So wow.
Everybody's we're all just like, wow.
Wow. Like was not expecting that.
No, I really wasn't. I was not expecting such a low. Wow, that's disappointing. Florida.
And it didn't leak. And it didn't leak out that's all the time it was. That's also shocking. They had people that could keep very good secrets then. Because I feel like that would have been all over the internet that she only got 6 years.
Well, they'll be talking about it now.
Yeah. Well, that is all we got for you today, friends. I will be back on later today, 2 p.m. Eastern with Terry as we talk more Murdaugh, going over the new DNA evidence testing that the defense wants to do, as well as talk about Othram, the company that is being talked about nonstop about DNA testing and whatnot. So that's what we'll be talking about. And then tomorrow, Buff and I will be on in the morning with BAM police body cams, which I'm very excited to watch
BAM
those.
body cams.
BAM body cams. And Karen Reed, O'Keefe v. Reed wrongful death coverage in the afternoon. So you get double doses of Llama and Llama and Buffy tomorrow, maybe. You're back in school time, so you don't get to hang out like all day, every day. But, oh, there will 100% be a documentary within a year. Bet next spring. Because everybody's about to FOIA the shit out of everything there. So,
Oh
um,
yeah.
mhm, yeah.
Because
But I
everybody's
think,
curious how she only got 6. What's in the document?
mhm,
What's in the files? There's got, I
yeah.
mean, I'm like, say she, there must be something in there that makes Christian look like a really bad guy for them to be like, all
Mhm,
right, we'll agree to that.
yeah.
And for the
Yeah.
family to be okay with that.
Well, they seem like very religious people, so maybe like forgiveness is a very big deal to them and their grief and all of that.
Could
I
be.
don't know.
Could
But
be.
I think also too, she's getting tired. I mean, because that's what court does. It wears you down, that it might just be like, you know what, we're good, you know. Not as in like they condone what happened, but like we don't want to do this anymore. We don't want to be in court and hear the trial and everything. So, you know, there you have it. Well, friends, that's all I got for you today. I'm probably gonna go take a nap before my afternoon show or something, lay down because I am tired. Watch some stuff about dragons maybe while I sit there and be like, wow, crazy. Well, thank you guys for being with us today. We really appreciate it, even though it was a whole lot of nothing for about an hour and a half. Court. Live court is always interesting and fun, isn't it? Love it. Uh, but all right, friends. Buff, you want to say anything before we go?
Nope. I got here
Mhm.
just in time.
You did. You caught it all because you were like, it's probably going to be over with before I get home. Nope.
Well, it
No.
would have been if it had started at
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. All right, friends. Well, as I always say, until next time, go forth and be amazing. All right. All right. Bye, friends.